win. Nice to get obviously a win under our belt to start. We struggled at the end of last year, and I told the team, we hadn't won a game in a long time. So, we had 2 close exhibitions, didn't go our way, had a lot of stuff going on in those games. So the program needed to win today and just get off to the right start. So mission accomplished there. It's hard to be overly enthusiastic about just how we got there, and there's a lot of work to still be done, especially today defensively. We lost containment of the ball way too much. I thought we were too spread out on defense, not helping. When a guy did drive the ball, they got into the paint way too much. They scored 40 points in the paint, so we can't really afford to do that as the water gets deeper, over the next couple of weeks. And so we got, we need this practice time, and good thing we have a few days till our next game.
Michelle?
I thought you guys passed the ball pretty well. Can you kind of talk about, it seemed like this is going to be one of those teams you were hoping was going to be unselfish and move the ball around.
Yeah, we did. I think that they like each other. They're willing to pass, make the extra pass, which is nice. The international guys got a good feel for, like, even Masamba had a really good look in the post to age Andrea for a layup, and Andrea knows how to cut and play. So it's like good to have guys that have a good feel for the game. That way, we're going to encourage to keep getting Masamba touches. He can make some things happen down there, and he's a willing passer. And thought his debut was okay. He started challenging shots more. He wasn't doing that as much in the first half, so I was glad to see him, try and give us a little more protection around the basket. Although, just too many turnovers. I thought we just did some stupid stuff in transition, and 16 turnovers. We had 11 versus Texas A&M our last exhibition. They trapped us and pressed us the whole game. So, there are things that we need to clean up and improve on.
Chris?
Do you think that having so many international players is well suited to your preferred style of play?
I feel like this team it fits. I think we got some guys that can make shots. Mo is a guy that I could give the ball to and trust that. He ended up with 8 assists tonight. Didn't shoot it great. He made some shots early, but he'll, I think, continue to flourish the way we play. And looking for Masamba, looking for Andrea. I think eventually they'll really start connecting, and things will work out.
I know when you give Al limited minutes because he's coming off injury, but he gave the most of his time on the floor.
Yeah, he was productive, but you could tell there were times when he got tired, and then kind of his motor stopped, and so he's not alone. We had some bad post defense. He was involved in that early at the end of the first half, not getting 50-50 ball, things that we have to do a better job at. But I thought he was fairly productive. He needs, we all need to get better on defense. We did not defend the way I'd hoped we would tonight.
Do you feel like maybe there's a little bit of a communication thing with him too, that we're just maybe late in communicating defensively?
We were in talking to our our assistant coaches who focuses primarily on defense. We weren't talking. We were not always up in ball screen like we need to be. We were hugging our men off the ball too much, allowing to be big gaps to drive into, and so we didn't finish defensive possessions the way we need to. With as many guys over 6'8" as we're playing on the floor, we can't give up 16 offensive rebounds. So there's a lot of work ahead of us, obviously.
Coach, how pleased were you with the type of looks that you got from behind the arc? Obviously, a lot of shooters on your team. How pleased were you with that?
I thought it was fine. I don't think that was like an area or an issue or problem. I think it was like 9 for 23. I thought the ratio of those shots that we took relative to the shots in the paint and was pretty well proportioned.
I think I've been doing this for a while. I think it's the first person I've ever been to where the media is happier than the coach with the product of what was on the court. Is that because your expectations? Do you expect a lot? Is this a better team than anybody realizes?
Well, I just think we all want to be accountable, and we want to try and set a bar at a certain level, and if we don't attain it, you know, yes, it's great to win, and I want them to feel happy that we won, but I also want to cautiously make them alert to the fact that the water is going to get deeper, and the mistakes that we made tonight, you know, are not going to be acceptable in some of our games here in the near future.
What's the status of the Dante?
He's got an elbow. He landed awkwardly in a workout in the summer, and you know, we're working to get him back as best we can, but it's still, you know, he had some work on the elbow, and he's doing his treatment, his therapy. We haven't set like a timeline for his return. It's going to depend on him continuing to progress.
You mentioned the way last season ended. When you have almost an incredibly new roster, does that help to not carry over any bad juju from that?
I mean, everything about this team, you know, how they conduct themselves, you know, just on campus, and you know, little things that people that work with them on a day in and day out basis are very complimentary of who they are as people. And even today, our pregame warm-up, I thought, was like way better. Like, our coaches came in saying like these guys were talking, and they were, you know, working hard, and they were excited to play. And so from that standpoint, I really don't have issues. It's about like locking into all these things that I talked about as things, mistakes and things we didn't do in tonight's game that will haunt us as the games get more difficult. So we have to really embrace that and make sure that we're getting better in those areas. I felt like I could coach with a free mind, and it was if I wanted to sub someone out, I wasn't worried about the fallout, you know, and and that could be a number of things, believe me. But this group, they accepted it. At times, I took 4 guys out at one time because we didn't get back on defense two straight times in the second half. And the next 4 guys came in, good attitude. When I went back to those other guys, they were fine. So, you know, that is good from my standpoint, that I feel like I could do that with this group.
That's good.
What about the offensive rebounding and giving up 16 points? What did you make of like the contest and potential knockouts on that?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get back to the film, and we're going to keep harping on it. You could ask, you know, Pig is on deck. You could ask him how much we've talked about rebounding and the importance of rebounding. And, you know, now we don't have any excuses like, hey, last year Jaden Quaintance got hurt, and, you know, we had a lot of small guys, hard to get a rebound. Well, we got a lot of guys that are 6'8" or bigger on the floor. So, you know, we ought to be able to take care of business on the backboard. So, but we'll find out who the culprits are in the video, and then we'll take a look at that, and we'll make everybody accountable for it.
That's good.
Thank you.